Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we're here on rFactor 2. Yes, a very different game, one that I haven't played on this channel in a very long time, but today we're here for something a little bit special. Now recently rFactor announced that they had now got a modern version of the new Zandvoort circuit that was meant to be in Formula 1 last weekend. Now, I'll be honest, it's not quite, updated completely to where, F1 2020 was meant to be heading, but it does a good enough representation of just how difficult this track will be when Formula 1 does finally get to race here. So today, we're going to be jumping in and we are going to be trying to learn the new Zandvoort circuit in the also pretty new Formula Sim Racing mod. Obviously, one of the biggest rFactor 2 leagues in the world, especially on the Formula 1 side of things, is going to be quite a learning experience, I'll be honest with you. Now, I'm not particularly good at rFactor, I'll be honest. It's probably one of the sims that I struggle with the most, just trying to get used to its tar model and everything like that, but I'm very much looking forward to jumping into this today. Now, get off the limiter, if I can remember the button, there we go. Limiter is now off, and we are here at Zandvoort for our very first drive in a Formula 1 car. Now, I have actually done some laps around here before. I've driven it in quite a few different cars, in all honesty. I've used to drive it back in the Race Room World Touring Car Series. That was brilliant fun back in 2018. And then I've also driven it, on iRacing and things like that every once in a while, also on a Assetto Corsa a few times in the past. But I've never ever driven it in something like this. And on rFactor, it is quite an experience, just how connected you feel to the road with these sorts of mods, with everything, the tyre physics, everything like that. It is a very different experience to anything else. Now, personally, I'll be honest, I think this track is a little bit too small for Formula 1 at the end of the day. I just don't feel like, these cars are a bit too big for Formula 1. Perhaps 20 years ago, back obviously, well, after F1 left Zandvoort for the final time, definitely feels sort of up to the early 90s. I feel like Formula 1 cars could have probably handled this circuit. Nowadays, though, they're just a little bit too big, a little bit too wide. But at the final corner, though, let's go for our first flying lap. They're nearly 300 kph. As we head over the start-finish line to start the lap. Just going to brake just at the pit exit line. Down in towards 1 second gear there. About 70-80 miles an hour on the exit. Back up into 6th gear. Down a couple of gears. Oh, back end tries to get out on us there as we head down in through the hairpin. Try to get on the power on the exit. See if we can get it hooked up. Obviously up the hill. Off camber. Everything like that. And then you head through these S's pretty easy in a Formula 1 car there, as you then dive it down the hill, 5th gear, in towards the next couple of corners here, back up into 6th, and then drop it down once again there. Try to open up the exit of that corner as best as possible. We get a little bit of a wobble as we clip the grass, but that's okay. Down in through this hairpin, hopefully we can try and get a good run. The back end just all over the place, trying to struggle for grip as we head all the way back up into 7th gear there. One of the biggest braking zones of the lap through the chicane here, and it sort of leads into that weird little hairpin. And that is us ever so slightly, I think the correct term there, is in the wall. That is just how brutal rFactor's Formula 1 cars are, The tyres don't give you too much, I'll be honest there, but luckily damage has been disabled for this session, so we won't worry about that too much. It allows us to push a little bit more, try and take a few more risks. But you can just see, it feels like trying to take, well, a Formula 1 car around a go-kart track. In all honesty, this track is so tight. It's only 2.7 miles as well, so it's going to be a lot of laps around here as well, if I'm not mistaken. You're going to be looking up and over 70, if I'm not mistaken, as we head on to our second fly. Let's see if we can try and get a lap hooked up this time. Still, the back end is absolutely everywhere. It's going to take quite a while, I think, before we get the tyres up to temperature here. And, there's so many off-camber corners around this circuit that really do knock absolutely everything at you. Oh, big wobble there. Lucky they were able to keep that one in the right direction. But yeah, this is official R Factor 2 content made by Studio 397. It is free though, however, which is a nice added touch to R Factor 2. And I mean, Studio 397 have done a fantastic job in recent years, just trying to bring a bit more free and paid content to this game. Obviously, at the start of the year, we got a lot of new open wheelers, sort of lower end, everything like that. And, you know, we got a couple of free tracks as well in recent times, as well as, you know, a couple of... Oh! That took me by surprise. Yeah, we've had a few more tracks as well. I mean, obviously, the Nordschleifer came to R Factor as well just a few months ago. But, yeah, at the moment, we're struggling to get our lap hooked up. I'll be honest, we're definitely not quite up to the talent ability that is certainly capable of taking this car around this circuit there as we head down through turn 1 once again. Let's try and get a full lap hooked up this time around. Might have to go a bit sweat mode here and see what we can do. Down into the hairpin once again. Make sure we don't get too early on the power. Roll on the throttle as best as possible here. One of the good things I think about this circuit as well is it probably should suit Red Bull quite nicely in the world of Formula 1, because I mean, pretty much everyone, oh my pretty much everyone that goes to this race, or was planning on going to this race in 2020, would have been wanting a Max Verstappen race victory. I'll be honest, as much of a Hamilton fan as I am, and everything like that, I don't think I would have even minded a Max Verstappen victory around here in his home Grand Prix, in all honesty. But anyway, coming down towards the end of this lap, it's just these final few corners that we really struggle with. You know, this is still quite an old school circuit, but it's old school in a different way. I think just where it's fairly tight and twisty, it doesn't feel old school like Spa or Monza. It feels very... I genuinely don't think there's any other track like it in the world of Formula 1. I guess the closest place I could probably think of is Hungary. As you know, they've both sort of got that very, very difficult to overtake, everything like that sort of vibes, and that's why I was always a bit worried about why Formula 1 was coming here. You know, I mean, they're trying to promote better racing at the moment, and everything like that, and taking the cars to a track like this is probably not going to do too much in that way of things, unless obviously the Pirelli tyres can't get used to all of the camber around these circuits here. But anyway, coming back through once again, don't get loose that time round. See, we made up a lot of time there. Chuck it back down. There's so many brilliant corners though, you know, where you just chuck it in and hope that the back end sticks. Another big wobble there. That's okay though. Try and get the power as early as possible on the exit. We're over a second up on my previous lap, so hopefully we can try and hold on and get a good time on the board. Now, it certainly would have been interesting to see what F1 2020 cars would have been capable around here. I think I'm on heavy fuel, everything like that as well. Through the final corner, we're over pretty much 1.25 seconds up as we head out the final turn. It is going to be a 1:16.5. That felt pretty decent there. Let's go back, make a few setup tweaks, and see what we're capable of. Here we go then. We've upped the aero, we've reduced a load of the fuel, we've also put it into qualifying mode. Ready here as we head down in towards the final couple of corners of our outlap. What are we going to be capable of here at Zandvoort? I'm probably going to try and concentrate on this lap and see what sort of time we can get there. Already making a bit of a mistake at the final corner. But anyway, let's go for it. See what we can muster up. The car's so much quicker, despite a now increased downforce as we head down in towards turn 1. Try to get it hooked up. Oh my god, the back end is just all over the place. But the responsiveness on the engine, you know, you've got all of that electrical energy, and that power is always instant. It just never stops. Obviously, Formula 1 cars now chucking out well over 1,000 horsepower in qualifying trim, and with the hybrid technology, you get a lot of that very, very quickly. Anyway, though, let's try and concentrate throughout the second half of the lap, see what we can get it hooked up. See if we can just... Ooh, taking a lot of grass there on the inside. Bit of a wobble, bit of a mistake. That's okay, though. Breaking down in towards the final few corners then of this lap. Gotta try and keep it nice and tidy. Almost did wheel on the grass there. As we head now into the final proper corner then of the lap. Get on the power as early as possible. Completely pinned at that final turn. Down towards the start and finish line. It's going to be what? A 1:13? A 1:13.8. We're going for one more. Oh, it was going so well. But a 1:13.8 though is going to be the time we were able to set here at Zandvoort there. Thank you all so much for watching this video if you did enjoy. Obviously still gutted that we're not going to see a Grand Prix around a new circuit here in F1 2020 yet. We might get lucky enough to see it towards the end of the year. But yeah, if you did enjoy, make sure you get yourself subscribed for more Formula 1 content coming to the channel. We will be back next time where maybe we'll head to Vietnam. Who knows?